Hi guys, this is your car speaking, and I want to warmly welcome you to this video that was long overdue, as it is the first video. I took a long break. This is the first video in 2017 and I've been away. I spent the first 10 days of this year in silence in a Buddhist monastery in Thailand, and on top of this I was 14 days consuming only water. And with this video I wanted to share my experiences, my insights I gained from this very intense retreat. It was already my 5th silence retreat in this monastery that I consider to be really my spiritual home somehow. And I wanted to structure this video in 2 parts. First, I wanted to talk to you about why somebody would do such a drastic thing, the schedule there, what is required, the thoughts behind vipassana, mindfulness with breathing. This is what is practiced there since thousands of years in Thailand actually. And the second part, I wanted to share my insights, the things that I personally learned. So, let's get started. Why would someone go into a place, give a vow of silence for 10 days, unlink oneself totally from all worldly distractions? That means like upon entry you just give your passport, you give your MacBook, you give your iPhone, you give all your books, all electronic devices. All of this is going to be stored and locked away from you. Then you're going to commit to a very strict schedule. Wake up is at 4 a.m. with a ding 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 ding, the bell, and from 4:30 in the morning until 9 o'clock in the evening, with short little breaks where you have to do chores and wash your laundry and take care of other things, you more or less occupied with sitting in lotus or half lotus, or sitting up straight, not on a chair, on the floor, and walking meditation. Just a short distance of maybe 5 meters where you walk back and forth very slowly. On top of this, you sign a contract not to harm any living being by thought or action, and that includes mosquitoes. And there are hell of a lot of mosquitoes. So you're not allowed to do this. You do this or you just let them drink. Just a drop of blood anyway. Great meditation exercise. You commit to have no sexual thoughts or actions in this entire time. No distractions. You're really unlinking yourself from normal life. And on top of this, you eat very little food. You commit to not store any food in your room or something like this, and eat no food after afternoon. Actually, there's only just 1 meal a day really in the around noontime, which I also skipped. But you commit to that you wouldn't eat much. And in the evening, after 9 o'clock, when you're supposed to be back in the dorm, where you sleep on a concrete bed, on a wooden pillow, there's no mattress, there's nothing, it's just like a prison cell basically. You're going to be locked in there at 9:30 in the evening. There's no way to leave. You're going to be really, honestly, they turn the key and you're locked in there. There's no way you get out. Why would you do such a crazy thing? First off, understand that this has a long tradition. It might seem new age to people, us ignorant people in the West, but vipassana and this mindfulness with breathing, this meditation technique, has been taught by the Buddha, who gained enlightenment almost 3,000 years ago, long before Christ was born. And the basic technique, it's actually very simple, and I love simplicity. It's like with our raw food diet, or if you want to become healthy and slim, do some exercise, move your butt. If you want to, become healthy, avoid fast food. Life is actually far more simple than we believe it to be. And the simplicity of vipassana is just mind-boggling. Basically, and I would like to challenge you right now to practice this for the duration of this video, to really get a feeling for it. It doesn't take long, just a couple of minutes. If you follow this instruction I'm giving you right now, you're gonna completely change the way you feel. You're gonna relax your body, you're gonna let go of tension and calm down. It's very simple. You just sit up straight. It's better than laying down actually, because you can breathe better. You are meant to sit up straight or be straight most of the day in the waking hours of the day. You sit up straight, and then you breathe in, try to breathe in deeply, deep down in your belly, and you count. That works best because you don't get so easily distracted. You breathe down, you count to 3 or 4, you wait, count to 1 or 2, and then you exhale again and you count to 5 or 6. That's it. That's the whole idea. You inhale deeply and you exhale. Spend more time on exhaling than on inhaling. That's the entire thing. Please practice this while you listen to this video and see what it does. That's vipassana. That's what you do, and this is what you do for the 10 days in silence. No matter if you're walking, if you're sitting, if you're eating, if you're on the toilet, it doesn't matter. This is what they always throw you back on. Understanding that everything else is impermanent. All the thoughts, all the emotions, all the ideas you have about yourself, about life, the past, the future, everything, even your body, is impermanent. It's changing. It's constantly you cannot hold on to it. The only thing you can really rely on until your last breath is your breath. You know? So this is why it's so good to use it for meditation. That's the entire philosophy behind it. And what I love about it in comparison to all the world religions out there, that it's not just a concept about God living in paradise and the devil living in hell and these abstract concepts that you just have to believe if you follow all the world religions. The same in Islam, and wherever you look, it's all concepts that you just have to believe or not. What I love about vipassana, first off, it is a very tolerant technique, and Buddhism itself is very tolerant. In this place where I'm going, and I've linked it down below, since 20 years, for the 5th time I was there, they welcome all world religions. It's a place for, actually, this is what Swan Mok, the place, means, is I guess that different religion can meet and learn. So it's very tolerant. You don't have to convert to become a Buddhist to practice this, or to be a Buddhist. You can practice your religion, and it's good. They support you in this, and I love this. As a one and only world religion that is practicing this. But the second part, what I love about it so much, is that it is based upon experience, on not some theoretical concepts. It's experience. If you continue to practice what I told you, breathe in deeply and exhale longer than you inhale. If you just do this, and you do this long enough, you're gonna relax your body. Observe your breath, man. There's so much truth in just the way. If you understand the way you breathe, observe how you breathe when you're anxious, when you feel stressed out, if you have any negative emotion. Usually you breathe shallow, like this. You can change this. You can literally change the way you feel. You can relax your body. You can heal diseases, and you can overcome all suffering in your life just by controlling your breath, by understanding your breath. It's very praxis orientated, and that's what I love about it. Anyways, this is the technique of vipassana. This is the idea behind it. And why do you practice this? It is to control your emotions, to control yourself, to gain insights, to endure hardship, to be okay with hardship and suffering, to basically overcome all suffering and gain deep happiness, a level of happiness about life, being alive. That's the reason why you would do such a thing. And again, this is new age to you if you never heard about this. It has a tradition, especially here in Southeast Asia, thousands of years, far before, time-wise, far before Christianity and Jesus was born. People have been practicing this already for 1,000 years. Just to mention this, because it is a far-out concept to most people in the Western world who like to sit on sofas and watch YouTube videos. this is the theory behind it. This is the place I want to introduce to you to. And now let's go to the second part, which is my insights. I gained 2 basic insights of this year's Vipassana. I link here also a video I've been uploading after my last Vipassana retreat, like 4 or 5 years ago, where I basically overcame the addiction or the attachment to food and reproduction, sex, which was a really big thing at the time. But this year, I know I ended already having no issue with that. I was not even really thinking about food, which also is a great distraction. So I was really focused just on my meditation. I was very committed, also more committed than ever before. So this is something I overcame already some years ago. This year I learned about my addiction to positivity. You see, we are prisoners of the dual world. Everything we experience with mind, body, tongue, ear, nose, mind is either way defined as positive, we want more of that, negative, we want to avoid this, or neutral, we don't care. And either way it means suffering. And if you know a little bit about me, I'm obsessed, or used to be obsessed, I'm changing this right now, with being a positive guy. I define myself about loving, do what you love. We are the founders of the Do What You Love tribe. Being positive, loving life, being excited about life. That's me, that's how I wanted to see myself, However, the problem with being very religiously obsessed with positivity, that it does cause suffering because of 3 reasons. First off, it's never enough. You always want more positivity because it feels so good. You want more happiness, it feels so good. So that's suffering number 1. You're never satisfied. You want more. It's, tension here. The second reason is that when there is no happiness and life is just not meant to be happy all of the time, there are hard times. There is suffering as well. You suffer even more so because you want to run away from this. If your God is positivity and you feel negative, that's a very uncomfortable place to be, on top of just feeling negative or down or suffering. And the third one of it is, if you have these little moments of happiness, you want to preserve them, you want to hold on to them, you're going to get attached to them, which also does not work. Try to hold on to a feeling for longer, like a minute. It doesn't work. So 3 big reasons why my obsession with positivity meant a lot of suffering for me. Can you dig this? And my way out of here, what I learned and realized in these 10 days, is to not being so attached to this definition of myself. Butterfly. To be a little bit less emotional about life and the way I feel about life. To accept the fundamental truth that is transported there, and that is just so true, that life and everything is impermanent. Happiness is impermanent, it's going to go away. But also unhappiness and suffering, the same thing there. I don't have to run away from this, or get distracted by this and have too many ideas about me, myself and mine popping up, because also unhappiness and suffering is also going away. Nothing ever stays the same. And if you truly realize this, there's no reason to maintain one feeling or to run away from another, and because it's just not worth it. It's gonna go away anyways, regardless what I do. So that was a big realization, to be just more in the moment, to be more present with what is, not defining myself too much about one or the other way or rejecting another. That was a big part, and I feel very much more centered with this. And alongside with this, the second realization I had was about death. That's something they also talk about every day. You gonna die. And I'm pretty excited about my own death, to be quite frankly honest with you. I am not afraid at all. You can put a gun at my head and I will be saying, well man, this is amazing. Bring it on. I've been preparing for this. I'm looking forward. This is going to be an exciting ride now. I've been waiting for this since my birth. I don't care, I'm not emotionally attached to staying alive. I'm gonna be excited about death. I'm a little concerned about suffering and pain, but you know, this is not my problem. My problem is also not, and I talked to Katie about this, she's just walking over there with little Sophia, about Katie dying, or my parents dying, or friends dying. I think I could cope with this. My hardship would be my children. I have 6 of them, so the chances are also higher that something will happen to them. And I've been meditating a lot about the death of my children, because this does create emotions and does cause me to suffer. I was crying just about the imagination of that happening. But then realized, and that is my realization now, you know, what is for you also, if the most precious thing, the thing you cherish the most in your life, if this is going to be taken away from you, how would that make you feel? And what I realized, how much of an ego trip this is, and how much of a obsessed focus on this physical world it is, that is impermanent and is changing all of the time. And it made me realize about my body, you know, being so attached to this physical appearance and the physical appearance of my kids, because that's truly what I'm attached to. On a deeper level, I realize, man, it's just a body. You know, if the body is gone, the body is going to be taken away from me or taken away from my children. The soul, that what really counts, it's not their body. What really counts is their soul, is their, you know, their being, their essence. And this is immortal. And I deeply believe, as I experience this also, even when I sleep, I'm connected. If I close my eyes, I'm connected with my kids, but not on a physical level, on an emotional level. So, and you know, how do you define your body anyways? Do you believe that the air you breathe in, that is in your lungs, transported into the bloodstream, is this you? The food you swallow, is this you? Or does it stay something alien once it's outside of your body? As soon as it is in your mouth, it becomes your body. Or when you swallow it down, it becomes your body. If it's again in your bloodstream, it becomes your body. When does it stop being your body? Once it's in your guts, or once you extract the food again? If you think about it, it's not that easy to truly define what is your body, what is you, and what not. The skin is, if you really watch it closely, it is very loose. Air goes in and out all of the time. It's a living organ. So if you really watch closely, you cannot so clearly define what really belongs to you, what not. The hairs, is this you? If you pull a hair out, it's no longer you. Do you see what I mean here? We're obsessed with our bodies, not even understanding and knowing where it truly ends and where it starts. It's a very, think about it, unclear border here. So, knowing this, that it's just a body. It's not me, it's not myself, it's not mine. However, I'm still given this body, and my duty is to take great care of it. And I do this, and I love my body, and I, you know, work for it to maintain it well. However, it's not me, and it's not the body of my children. This is my insight here, to having been able to let go of this obsession with the physical appearance, you know, and understanding. And this is the one part that I'm not obsessed too much about, the body to have the body of the soul of my kids inhabit right now, having this around for ever, you know. So this is the one thing. And the second thing is to be more cool with the reality of me not having control over those things. I believe, especially with those important matters as life and death, that there's some bigger plan here. And even if it's just all random, which I don't believe, but anyways, it doesn't even matter for this construct here or for this realization. I have no control over it. If it's meant to be or if it's random, it doesn't even matter. I have no control over death. It's just gonna happen. One thing is for sure, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna die, and everybody I love is gonna die. It's just the way it is. And there is not a lot of sense in worrying about something that I have absolutely no control over. You know, I'm more surrendering myself to the different feelings, ups and downs, positive and negative, to death itself. I have become more relaxed and not so attached about one or the other thing, and just breathing in and out, and understanding that nothing of this is me, myself or mine. It's impermanent and it just is. These were my realizations, guys. This video was a little longer than usual, but this all needed to be coming out. I've been really meditating a long time about this video that I wanted to share. How do you feel now after 10 minutes of breathing in and breathing out consciously? I'd love to receive some comments and to use this video as a testimony to vipassana, to be mindful about your breath. You can heal, you can become calm, you can overcome anxiety, and you can solve all your problems by just shutting up and observing your breath, taking more time for exhaling than for inhaling. You will, if you do this long enough, your breath will normalize anyway. This is just to get started with meditation. Your eyes will close and your breath will change if you just do this for long enough. Anyways, how do you feel? I also would like to receive comments from people who've done vipassana, because I like to use this video. The last one got more than 50,000 hits so far. To use this video to inspire as many people as possible to do, to give, present. This is the biggest gift you could possibly give to yourself, in my opinion. Do a silence retreat. Be with yourself. Don't listen to any gurus, including myself. Just listen to yourself. Shut up, breathe, do some vipassana, become mindful of what is going on in your inner world, and become by this more peaceful. Thank you guys, this was my video. I love you. I'll be seeing you soon with some more videos. Bye bye, this is your Ka speaking.